Yes, people, what's going on? Welcome back to Chelsea Fan TV. Make sure that you're smashing up the lights. Make sure that you're leaving your comments as always. Letting me know your thoughts on what I think of Omorodion. Let me know what you think about Omorodion as well. Because this is someone that I'm seeing a lot of people not wanting at the club, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? And for me, this is actually one of the few guys that we've been linked to that I have not been keen on. I've been bigging up the scouts, the sporting directors, Joe Shields, all of these guys with their talent ID. People online keep trying to tell me, oh, you just like every player that Chelsea are linked to and all of these things, And I'm like, bro, don't try to blame me for liking a lot of these players because we've got good scouts. The same scouts that wanted Bacola before he went to PSG. Now, all of a sudden, he's a well-known name. The same scouts that wanted Nico Williams before Palmer. Now, look, just won the Euros. The same scouts that brought a Cole Palmer that everyone was trying to cook when we signed. Or he hasn't even scored one Premier League goal. When they signed him. Gusto. How many people knew about Gusto? Jackson. In his first season over 20 GA. I can keep going, bro. I can keep going. There's a lot of good players that they've brought into the team. There's a lot of good players that they've scouted as well. So I'll be real. I really like the recruitment that they've been doing. But in terms of Omorodion, I'm not convinced on this guy, And listen, I like the profile of the player. In terms of the profile of the player, it's definitely something that Chelsea needs at the minute, in terms of someone who's quite physical up top, someone who's good in the air, someone who's able to shrug off defenders, someone that's able to get in behind, someone who's a little bit more of a natural box striker, because Jackson, for me, is still learning how to play that role, and it's very clear to see that Jackson came up as a winger before when he was coming up in the academy and whatnot. I'm trying to say. And then eventually he started to play as a false nine. But there's certain aspects of Jackson's game that I look at in terms of his box movement. I'm like, bro, someone there like a Osimhen, for example, or even a Mark Guiu, they're just going to attack that space and try to get a leg on it, try to get their head on it. Jackson, throughout the season, it started to improve a little bit, but you can still see that it doesn't really come natural to him, And that's something that I was seeing from Omorodion, to be fair. I watched a lot of his games back last season because I've got Y Scout. So I watched his games back and I could clearly see that this was a guy that knows his way around the box. In the air, he's quite good aerially, to be fair. In terms of, again, just using that strength, using that physicality, he's good at holding people off. But just his overall game, there's way too many weaknesses that I'm looking at right now where I'm like, he is not the type of person that I'm trying to bring into this team. Especially where we've gone and signed Mark Guiu, who for me personally is actually better than Omorodion, Mark Guiu is tidier in possession. I think his link-up play is better. I think the timing of his run's better. They're both very quick, but Guiu's quite quick as well. Guiu's good in the air. I'm trying to say. But for me with Omorodion, I think he's very clunky. When I see him on the ball, it doesn't really look comfortable on it. In tight spaces, he tends to lose the ball a lot. His touch, sometimes it's like he's got a trampoline wrapped around his foot. His touch can be so heavy at times, Certain times I'm seeing him trying to take on his man when there's no needs. You can just pop it off and crash the box. That's more of a decision-making thing. And as he gets older, he'll start to learn to iron that out of his game. But at the minute, there's just so many things that I'm looking at. And I'm like, we need someone who's a little bit refined than this. That's the best word to use for Omorodion at the minute. He is very raw, His finishing, I watched all his shots back from last season, including his goals. His finish is not much better than Jackson's. There's so many times he snaps at shots when there's a chance to like create a chance for yourself. When I say create a chance for yourself, I mean bring the ball down, try beat the man or try bend it around the keeper, do something different, but he's just snapping at it. He's in front of goal, he's missing it, where he's literally in the 6-yard box, getting it completely off target. He missed a lot of big chances last season as well. So he missed 19 big chances, He wasn't in a fantastic team, to be fair to him. But overall, some of the chances I'm seeing him missing were bad. And some people will argue, yeah, but Haaland misses a lot of chances. It's true. Haaland does miss a lot of chances. But at the same time, he takes a lot of chances as well. And from some of the chances I'm seeing Omorodion missing, they're not convincing me that this is the guy that's going to be an upgrade on a Jackson. And personally for me, because I watched a lot of Mark Guiu's games as well, Mark Guiu is actually a better finisher than him. Left foot, right foot. I think it's quite clinical in comparison to Omorodion, And I really hope that I'm going to be proven wrong. Because at the end of the day, that's what I want. I want the best for the club. And if he joins, I will obviously support him. I'm not going to slander him because I don't like him. You know, I like technical players, and for me, he's not a technical player. But end of the day, he's going to be a Chelsea player. Therefore, I have to support him. But these are just some of the concerns that I've got at the minute, because right now, we need someone who's able to take these chances that we create. In pre-season, we're seeing already a lot of people missing chances. Last season, we suffered from a lot of big chances missed. I know defensively we weren't great, but there was certain games, you know, Man City in the semi-final, Jackson rounds the keeper. Instead of just putting it away, he misses. You know what I'm saying? Against Liverpool in the final, Gallagher missing, through on goal. Jackson missing, through on goal. So many games I can think of where we dropped so many points last year, where if you just have someone who's just half competent, half decent, yeah, we're winning these games, you know? So for me, I don't think he's going to be able to move the needle in terms of finishing, you know? If he's not going to be the most technical player like a Haaland, for example, or like a Osimhen, for example, at least bury me more chances. You know what I'm trying to say? But on the flip side of that, I can definitely see the potential. I can definitely see the potential. There is something to work with, but I just don't think Chelsea are in a position right now to be adding more youth to the youth that we've already got. You brought in Guiu. He's looking really good in pre-season. You know, I was looking forward to hopefully seeing him in like Conference League, maybe even in the Premier League as well. If you play Jackson on the left, for example, Guiu might start up top, because the way he stretches the pitch, bro, is crazy. And his pressing off the ball as well. The way he's so aggressive off the ball, he does it very smart. One thing about Omorodion, when he presses, he kind of presses like Gallagher in a way. He'll just foul the person. Whereas Guiu's a little bit smarter of how he does it, you know? And we've already seen it at Chelsea where he's winning the ball back and he's creating dangerous situations. I don't really get that feeling from Omorodion. So people, I'm not really sold. I'm not really sold on him at the minute. I can't lie. I'm not sold on this guy. We need better than Jackson up top in terms of the finishing. And I don't think Omorodion is going to be able to bring that. You know, hopefully he improves his finishing, but he just doesn't look like a natural born killer. He just doesn't look like a natural born finisher, unfortunately. Do you know what I'm saying? But, you know, there's still a few rumors at the moment that we might still be getting Osimhen. Obviously, there's a deal to be done there because we've got Lukaku, who Conte loves. Everywhere he goes, he wants to bring Lukaku with him. So I'm just hoping, you know, for me, Osimhen, again, he's not world class, but at least he's got a little bit of experience. You know, he's got more. I say a little bit of experience. He's got more experience than the other two. You know, he's got experience of winning the title, bringing that title back to Naples after God knows how long. You know what I'm trying to say? He's a bastard up there. You know, he's got the mask, all of that stuff. It will be good. And he obviously wants to move. He's been begging it to come to Chelsea. But the problem right now is the whole salary situation that we've got going on. You know? But I'm just hoping that a deal we can strike a deal there, because end of the day, someone like Omorodion, if he does come in, it'll be good if he can learn from Osimhen. Because one thing about, you know, coming into Chelsea, coming into a big club, there's going to be a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure. And Caicedo spoke about it. So when he first came to Chelsea, it was completely different to playing at Brighton. At Brighton, you're not expected to win every single game. At Chelsea, it's completely different. Every single game you're expected to win. The pressure is immense. And he spoke about, you know, how he enjoyed playing away from the bridge at the beginning because of the abuse he was getting. And that's what worries me about a young player like this. We're bringing him into an environment where we were crap in front of goal last season. We're bringing him into an environment where there's a few projects going on, the likes of Mudryk, the likes of Madueke, the likes of Jackson. These are still projects, right? And you want to add more projects to it. Instead of bringing someone in that's more refined. Go get me a Solanke. Go get me Tony. Just go get me someone else who's been there and done it and has proven that they can bag goals. That's all we need right now up top. You know, I'm not asking for a world beat. I'm not asking you to go get me a Haaland. I'm just asking for someone who's competent in front of goal. And for me right now, Omorodion, I'm not getting that feeling from him. You know? Hopefully he proves me wrong. But listen, people, make sure that, again, like I said, you smash up the lights. Let me know your thoughts on Omorodion. I know there's a lot of people that watch La Liga and stuff. I didn't really watch much of him. Like I said, I had to watch his games back. But let me know what you think about it, man. But yeah, until next time, love.